Aboard an American airline, 140 passengers found themselves in an unsettling situation as they noticed that even after 15 minutes following takeoff, the aircraft was not ascending as expected. Just as this realization was dawning upon the passengers, the pilot activated the announcement system, drawing everyone's attention. Subsequently, the pilot delivered a crucial message to the 140 passengers. On September 21, 2005, the American Airlines flight known as JetBlue Flight 292 was poised for departure from the Californian city of Burbank. The clock struck 3 p.m., and the flight was scheduled for takeoff at 3:15 p.m., destined for New York. All proceedings were proceeding as planned. All 140 passengers had boarded, and the airline's crew had loaded the luggage, awaiting the clearance signal from the control tower. At precisely 3 p.m., the pilot, Captain Scott Burke, received the go-ahead signal from the control tower to initiate takeoff. 2 minutes later, at 3:17 p.m., the aircraft bid adieu to the Burbank airport. Neither the pilot, the crew, nor the passengers anticipated the harrowing ordeal they were about to confront. A mere 15 minutes later, all aboard noticed the aircraft's inability to ascend effectively. Captain Scott promptly addressed the passengers, acknowledging, "We are facing technical difficulties." This statement sent ripples of panic throughout the cabin. Speculation arose, with some suggesting an engine failure and others musing about a potential power loss hampering altitude gain. However, the true situation was far more dire. As half an hour ticked by since takeoff, the aircraft remained over California. The pilot took to the intercom once more, divulging that they were receiving warning signals. Starting from the landing gear, even the pilot remained oblivious to these warning signals. The perplexing issue with the landing gear raised questions about the continuous alerts the Flight 292 system was generating. Captain Scott found himself in a state of distress, struggling to identify the problem. This uncertainty prompted him to avoid gaining significant altitude, aiming instead to visually inspect the landing gear and assess the danger it posed. To achieve this, he steered the aircraft towards Long Beach Airport and further decreased the aircraft's altitude. The control tower at Long Beach Airport used cameras to zoom in on the landing gear, revealing a startling revelation: the nose wheel had rotated 90 degrees to the left. With this new knowledge, the situation boiled down to two options: a crash landing or an emergency landing. Unfortunately, the control tower delivered more disheartening news. The local news channels in Long Beach had captured the footage of Flight 292's landing gear malfunction and were broadcasting it live across American news channels. This meant that the passengers themselves would soon witness this news on their own TV screens. As JetBlue Flight 292 circled over California for 50 minutes since takeoff, the inability to rectify the landing gear issue became apparent. Landing in such a state could ignite a fire due to the friction, which could potentially lead to catastrophic consequences considering the aircraft was carrying a remarkable 14,000 kilograms of jet fuel, equivalent to the weight of 12 family cars. Captain Scott's quick thinking led him to make the decision to empty the fuel over the sea during a 3-hour flight, leaving only half an hour's worth of fuel remaining. In this pivotal half-hour window, Captain Scott opted for a crash landing at Los Angeles Airport, the nearest available option. He coordinated with the Los Angeles Tower and advised them to prepare for any eventuality. He requested passengers to adopt the crash position, also known as the brace position, for increased protection during the impact. Upon reaching the Los Angeles Airport runway, Captain Scott's skillful maneuvers allowed him to gradually touch the rear landing gears, slowing the aircraft down. Finally, the front landing gear touched down, igniting a terrifying fire due to the extreme friction. Despite the intensity of the situation, the plane eventually came to a stop, providing a moment of relief for the pilot, crew, passengers, and the entire nation watching the live events unfold. The passengers were evacuated one by one, and during the investigation, it was revealed that the lock mechanism in the front landing gear, responsible for preventing the wheel from spinning, had broken. Thanks to the extraordinary skills of the pilot, not a single person sustained any injuries. We hope you find this video engaging and informative. Stay tuned for more captivating content in future videos.